Well, so hi everyone. In today's session, we'll be talking about the Google Gemini API. I will share my screen. Well, I'm Enric Domingo, if for the ones that don't know me. I'm a machine learning engineer at ERNI. So I will share my screen. And well, Google released the Gemini model like a month ago or so. The 1.5. There was the Gemini model 1.0 before that. It was already capable of seeing images, and the new model is able to see text, of course, and conversate with text, but also it's able to receive images, audios, videos, and documents. And they have been on, they have released this competition that I have here in my screen, here, the Gemini API Developer Competition that we'll be talking today, and we'll see how to participate or at least how to start developing applications using the API. You'll be able to submit in this competition, which is it's an excuse maybe to try it, to have this deadline and this framework and other people doing similar things. So I think it's a pretty good excuse to practice this and to learn about how to create this kind of applications. And yeah, you can come here to Google.dev competition and see a little bit the details. The prices are pretty crazy. $1 million in total. The most impactful app will receive 300,000, and there are other prices here also for technologies, Flutter apps, Android, web apps. So they are promoting quite much the Google stack, let's say, but any application, any web application or mobile application, I think it can participate. So it can be, for example, also a game app done with Unity or with other technologies or with JavaScript. So it's quite versatile or different. It's quite wide, the different kind of solutions that one can develop. Maybe even an API. Maybe it doesn't need to be a web application. Maybe you can develop another API that consumes the Google API and create a backend service. I'm not sure, but maybe that's also possible. And yeah, more details about it. So here in this page, I don't know if it's around here. Get the Gemini API key and also the API docs. Here you can start learning more about how to use it. And here there is this this playground that they have where you can try for free the Gemini 1.5 Flash and the Pro and also all the versions. So here you can start like typing something like hello. Click to run, and here the response. So now that we see that it's working in this lab environment, let's say, how do they call it? AI Studio. So here in Get Code, you can see, okay, how to integrate this functionality, let's say, in your app with JavaScript, Python, Android, or Swift. So let's see in Python. So they tell here you have to pip install Google Generative AI, and this will be the code snippet to do the similar thing, let's say. So you can copy and paste this chunk of code, let's say. And I had here, for example, this is a project that I'm building to put together all the applications that we do at ERNI about generative AI and so. It's yet under development, but the idea is to have these use cases around here. So let's create a notebook, experiments. And here, if I paste that code, the virtual environment, I think that already, I already installed this this library, but you have to go to the terminal and do, let's put this sign, pip install, Google Generative AI. So then you also need the API key that I have here in the in this .env that I won't open because then you will see my API key. But this also explained here. I think here. Get the API key. So if you click here, it will bring you to your account, let's say, or it will generate an API key. And for some countries like us in Europe and some other countries, you need a billing account. It was free for to try to start trying around, let's say, but only for some countries. Like in US, I think that they can try the API for free, but for us, we'll need to create a billing account that I have here mine. I only spent so far like 4 cents, for example. So it's I think it's cheaper. I don't remember now the cost per token, but I think it's cheaper than the OpenAI API, which is also so cheap. So you can put your credit card to try it, and you will spend some cents only, less than a euro, of course, and you can track it. So you can go to your billing account and make sure that you are not spending much, but it's only cents per millions of tokens, so it's really cheap. But it's need to put some billing method and so. And here, whenever you do this, maybe here you will receive your API key, but it won't work if you don't put the billing account. So if you click here, you will see the full API key. So you can copy it and come to here. I will create another example env, but this should be called .env, not example.env. And here you can put, I think it's Google API key. And here you paste your API key like this, and save this file with .env. And okay, now here what we are missing is import env, .env, and also to load it, load.env. So this will go to the .env file and load in the environment variables. .env, which .env, load.env, yeah. So this will go to the env file and load these environment variables to this environment. So now when you go here and do OS environ get Gemini API kit call, so I will call it, I'm not sure how I call it. I have here another example, maybe. Let me make sure how I call it the API key. Yeah, Google API key, I call it. So in the experiment, I have to call it Google API key. Okay, now it's the same as I have here in my .env file. So now we can try to run this to see if it works. Hello. Okay, yeah. So this is the response. Print response text. This is a warning that I have to install this library. It's a little bit confusing, so I will install it. Pip install iProgress. Then we won't see this warning of here, and we'll only see the response. So this is the chat history, and there is the role user that has only a part that is hello, and then we also have here the response of the model that was produced in the AI Studio. So if we only want to do a simple question, this is the prompt to do. So we can even do like prompt. So create a variable to separate better the prompt and put here the question or whatever we want to tell. Say something in French, for example. And now this will be the first part of this history chat. That the first question. Let's run this again. Okay, it's not working. Okay, yeah. Please write me with the text you liked. Okay, it's working. It's working. So it's okay. So this is how we can quite easily interact with the API, with the Gemini API. And I had here some examples I was trying around of how to put images and other kinds of files. So let me copy the example. I will create here a new cell. And this is how we do it with code, but yeah, in the backend. So the idea here is that you understand how easy it is to query the API. So then if you know how to create like web applications or other kinds of applications, you can really easily integrate this in the other logic of the website, let's say in the UI, between the UI and the other components. So to see that this is only a small part of code that you can integrate in the full project, let's say. And here I found that with this Gen AI, let's say, upload file method, you can introduce PNGs, MP3s, MP4s, TXT files. I don't know if also Words and PDFs. This is something that I still haven't tried. And also text, let's say. So with these prompt parts, it's like a list, and you can put or raw text, let's say, or strings. I think that you can also put in base 64 the string of an image, but only images, not other kinds of files that I also tried. And so you can put here a list of two kinds of things: a Gen AI upload file and any kind of file, let's say, and text, let's say. I don't have here any of these. Let me find an example file around. For example, I was trying the demo of Flavonara. Flavonara is an application that David Soto, Axel, Samuel Hernandez, and Emilio made 6 months ago for a hackathon. So they created an application that generates recipes, healthy recipes, from the ingredients, from the list of ingredients that you have in your kitchen, let's say. So, and also they created like this, and the input was a text of a list of ingredients in text format, and the output was the table in JSON, but the user was seeing it in a table format, not like a chat conversation of the recipes for the full week, let's say, the plan of recipes. So later after the hackathon, I also tried to integrate the images. So to do let's say a photo of your fridge, and let the model to describe, okay, what ingredients and which quantity you have of every ingredient. So then you do the workflow more automatic, so you don't have to pass one by one all the ingredients that you have by text. That it's a little bit you have to make it. It's long to do. So you can only do an image, and it's easy to make this workflow. So let's try to pass this image to the experiment. So let's put it here. It's here, descarga, copy relative path. And what is the, okay, and the prompt will be like, what ingredients are there in the image? Let's see if it works. I haven't tried yet, but at least if it doesn't break, we know that this is how to query. Okay. Things in the image are, okay, bananas, bread, tomatoes. Let's open the image again to check it. Bananas, bread, tomatoes, onions, ketchup. Okay, it's working. So that will be how we can, for example, do a photo of our fridge. Let's say this is an example image, but of our real fridge, and list the ingredients. Let's add here what ingredients are in the image, and well, let's put list them and their quantities. Let's see if it does it good. We are using here the Flash, okay, the lightest model and cheapest and faster. The Pro would do better. Okay, for bananas, okay, there are 3, but maybe there is another one behind. It could be 2 tomatoes. Okay, 1 loaf of bread. Okay, it gets only 1 loaf of bread, not 8 or 9 that are there. 1 onion, 1 jar, 2 potatoes. There are 4. Okay, more or less. Let's try the Pro now. Let's see if the Pro does better. Okay. It's impossible to determine the exact quantities of ingredients in the image, as we can only see as portion. Okay, well, it makes sense because it sees that there are some occlusions. We don't see everything, that there are some occlusions, but I think that it tries. Bananas, at least, okay, I think that maybe it's even a better response because it says at least 3, but maybe there's some hidden ones. Tomatoes 2, and bread. Okay, yeah, more or less it's working. So now here the thing would be to refine this prompt to make it to work better with the format and to output this text as JSON, so we can introduce it in the application. If we want to build this example of Flavonara, for example, and I'm making this example to understand how to make this use case, but then I'm pretty sure that you have other ideas, and if you see how to do this very simple example, you will know how easy it is to start creating another one with Streamlit, for example, or any other web framework or mobile or so. So yeah, and here I was starting, but I have it partially done. It's here. I think that it's running. Localhost here. So here, this is the ERNI Idea Lab, this application. So far, I have this use case of the interviews that I also did a talk a year ago. I could also change this working now with OpenAI. So here you put a job offer and it creates like a technical interview. So it generates some technical questions. You have to answer them. And then the model also validates that the answer is correct. So this is working with GPT-4 now, but we can easily change GPT-4 for Gemini. It's not strictly the same way, but almost. It's easy to change them and apply to the competition with this other application, let's say. So that could be a possibility. And here I was starting to create the Flavonara, but I just started an hour ago. And here the idea, I have to improve a little bit the UI, but the idea is that you can upload or take a picture. Now I'm using the webcam, but otherwise we'll see here the camera, or upload an image from your computer with the ingredients. And here they will be listed here, and you can validate that they are correct. So it's listing here all the ingredients, and maybe if it says 2 potatoes and you have 4, you can change it here quickly and validate it. Or if you don't want to take an image and you prefer to do manually the input of your list of ingredients, you can do it also manually. So the idea is that if you take a picture, the picture is sent to the model, and the model lists the ingredients, and you see them here. Or if you can go straightly and list here the ingredients. And the second part, then after this, that I still have to develop, is the agent that takes the list of ingredients, maybe your likes or what you prefer, and so that's a possibility also to introduce. And then it generates from Monday to Friday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all the recipes, the healthy recipes, and maybe you can even expand it with another agent that tells you how to create any of those recipes. So if you don't know how to prepare a given dish, you can also ask how to prepare it, and it can give you the proper instructions of how to do it. And the idea is that you can create the proper prompt for the model to properly do this in a consistent way. Okay, this is an iterative process that we'll need to do, and also that also the JSON is consistent and it's properly done every time. So we can create here a table, for example, with a pandas data frame or some other similar format. So we can see here a table, not a chat conversation or a list, but a table from the days of the week and the dishes, let's say. And then another option that, okay, I don't know how to do the dish of lunch on Tuesday. So then it can expand and explain you how to do that. That will be this use case, let's say. And so far we've seen here how to. It was here. No, the code here. So I think that if you understand how easy it is to like send a query with text or an image, or if you have any other idea with music or with videos and so, you can do it with these are the examples I have here. So you can upload a file that is an MP3 or an MP4. You can also ask things about that there are in a video, like in this part, in what part of the video happens this thing or something like this, and you can create other use cases. So okay, so more or less that was the demo. I also had another demo. Let me quickly show. So I put it here. Let's see if I can run it. It's a chatbot that I created with capabilities of sending images, audio, and so that I created with GPT-4o, and now I introduce Gemini to it, so you can query any of them too. Let's see if it works. Okay, this is a video that I created for YouTube, and originally I created for GPT-4o, also with Turbo and other models, but only with text for these other models. And now I introduce Gemini 1.5 Plus and Pro. So now you can put here your OpenAI API key, but also the Google one, and you can query here, hi, tell me a story. Let's see if it generates some text. So, well, this is a normal text conversation, okay. It's not working the streaming, but in theory, this is also streaming the response. So this is something that I haven't shown, but there is a more advanced way that you query the model and you tell it to stream the response. So then you do a for loop, and whenever there is a chunk created, let's say, so it starts generating this part of here, so it gives you this part of here and you can display it. And meanwhile, it is generating this other part of here, and every some seconds, it's returning the response by chunks, and you can display it, so you don't have to wait for the full response to be generated. This sometimes works better, sometimes not that much, but I have here a small snippet code to see how it works. So this is a very basic example of how to do the streaming of the response. For chunk in model generate content, okay, tell me a story. Then you put the stream to true. This is the part where it generates the stream. And then you can see here, I don't know if this will run because I haven't run it yet. You can see here in the example that then if you print this chunk of text and these dashes, you can visualize this was the first chunk, second chunk. You can see how it's returning little by little the response. So you can integrate this into your application and start generating text before waiting to the full response. So here in this application that maybe I will do also another video about it in YouTube. I integrated also how to upload images, videos with the camera as well, and also audios. And for GPT-4o, in theory, it can take audios, but in the API, they cannot. You cannot yet send audios to the API, only text and images. So for the GPT-4o, what I had to do is transform my audio speech to text with the Whisper model, and then send this text to the model. But now with this new model, well, with the Gemini models, you can send directly the audio. Maybe I can try. Hi, how are you doing? Let's see if it works. Okay, you are not listening, but here is the audio, and let's see if it responds. Like you're trying to Skype a song. Okay, it didn't get my, but well, in theory, it can also understand music and so on. So yeah, that's it's well, this is a basic chat application. It's not. I want to meet to a competition an application like this because it's not original, but maybe something like Fragonara or any other use case like these technical interviews or any other idea you have that will be a good candidate for this competition. And well, I don't think any one of us will win, but it's something a good opportunity to start trying out these things and to practice. So if anyone is interested in participating to the Gemini competition, we will create like a chat group in Teams. And maybe if we are many of us and we have different ideas, we can organize like with 3-4 ideas and do small groups of 2-3 people to participate into it, and we can organize like this. So let me know if you are interested in participating, because with other also people from frontend, with Axel, some guys from Madrid, and some other guys that I've been talking, they're interested in participating, so we can organize a Teams group and talk about it. Okay, so yeah, that was the demo, the introduction to Gemini and so on. I don't know if any of you have questions and ideas that you want to share. No?
Very interesting. Project,
Thanks.
I think.
I don't know, David, do you have any idea of application that you have been doing this? Yesterday we talked about it, your application that you have done with Juanjo. Do you have any other idea maybe already or not yet? Think about it.
I honestly don't have any idea right now. I would suggest trying to do something medical related because, well, because of ERNI, of course, and because I believe it would be well, a good application and something that that might be interesting for everyone. Yesterday we went to the collaboration days from Microsoft, and I believe, well, it was mostly marketing, but the most technical speech that we saw that was related to machine learning was about heart attack prediction. So.
And who it was the use case? So who was the data and the application?
Yeah, they gathered information from PDFs. Well, the use case was that in several companies that have a certain amount of employees, they need to have their own medical department. So they spoke about a use case where a doctor had to review manually all the results from all the employees, and then do follow-ups with them in order to prevent heart attack risk and heart-related diseases. And so with retrieval access generation and a vector store and some machine learning, they basically were able to store all of this data so that the doctor could just ask directly in natural language which of my employees have a high risk of heart disease, and the model was able to answer. So well, it was a good use case. Yeah.
They were using GPT-4 or which model? Do you know? Or another model?
They were using GPT-4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we can try similar ideas for this competition. Well, not to apply them directly because they are a little bit maybe how to say critical, or these use cases where you have to predict if someone will have a heart attack. But well, the experiment, we can do the experiment without applying it, of course. So yeah, a good idea. Okay. Anyone else has questions, ideas? No?
Well, about Flavonara, I think it's a good idea, and where you can have a lot of use cases. For instance, well, if you want to take a picture and then you have a set of ingredients, vegetables or meat or whatever, and maybe you want to lose weight or lose fat or increase muscles. So I think it gives a lot of room for use cases here. Yeah, I think that it's not the case where it's related to pharma or maybe the projects.
Well, it was related to it was a hackathon from a pharma company, so it was more or less related.
Well, maybe the topic here is just to promote healthy habits, so it could be a good use case. So interesting.
Yesterday in I didn't participate. It was Soto and the other guys that I mentioned. And yesterday we saw other examples that we have been doing at ERNI, different of us. And there were other, just to mention and to inspire more, there were other use cases, like for example, Didac Lopez did 7 months ago. It's in YouTube that he's playing it as well. He did a QA, a quality assurance agent that you give him the project description, the requirements of the project, the code, and the test cases of the code. And this agent, it's analyzing that, okay, if there is any test that it's not done, or if you're missing something, if there is any gap, if it's fully tested, let's say. So not in order to just apply this and that's it, but to cooperate with the QA. So let's say side by side, the QA is doing his work, but if he misses something, maybe the AI gets it, let's say, and it helps to make sure that there is a full coverage. So that was another use case that it could be also applied with Gemini and do a nice UI that it's properly intended for this, that it automates the connection to the code, to the tests. It can maybe start tests automatically. That could be another use case. And we talk about some other use cases. I did a snake game that was playing with different models, and they were competing in the snake game. And some other. So okay, so we can leave it here, and let me know in the chat if anyone is interested to participate. I think that we'll create another separate Teams group to talk and to organize groups. So that will be how we will do it. Okay, so well, nice. Thanks for coming and have a nice day. Thank you.
You too. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye bye.